Hello everybody, and welcome. I hit play and then I was like, oh, I gotta go put my fuzzy pajama bottoms on. I gotta get comfortable. Crafting late night. So hello everybody, and welcome to Crafty Hour. I hope you guys had a wonderful time with Diane's presentation this morning. And remember, if you missed it, make sure to go over to Clipper Street's Facebook page, and you can watch the recording there. Diane did 2 cards live with you, and then she also showed some extra inspirations and stuff. So make sure to go catch that. Make sure to go jump in and watch Diane's live. So welcome everybody to Crafty Hour. This kit was really fun. It had kind of a strawberry theme to it. And as you can see, I was in love with this die set. Whew, I shouldn't have ran up and down the stairs before I started live. Then I can't talk. I loved this set. I thought this set was so cool. And this was kind of my favorite part of the kit. Now, I am not a tedious die cutter. I do not like die cutting a million pieces. I do not like gluing together a million pieces. But this set, the pieces were big and they were easy, and they only had like 2 layers to like the leaves or the strawberries and stuff. So it wasn't a bazillion little pieces to glue together. So I enjoyed this one. I really liked it. And as you can see from my cards, I focused on it. So you're going to have a lot of extras left in your kit of the ephemeras and papers and stuff to make even more cards, because I'm focusing just on the die cuts. So hopefully you guys did your homework and got all those pieces die cut in advance. Now, I didn't glue them together in advance because I thought we can do that together. We'll glue them together on that. So let's get started. So on the homework, what we're going to be doing, this is the first one we're going to start with, is kind of a mixed media background. So kind of a fun, just little inky goodness kind of mixed media background. And you know what? I need to put my apron on just so I don't get paint splat on my pretty shirt. I think every outfit that I have is covered in paint of some sort. Okay, let me just put my apron on so we don't get that on there. So first thing you're going to need to do is grab your card base. We're going to grab a card base. These are the bases that came in the kit. And then on the list, I told you to grab a turquoise and a cream ink pad. Any kind of ink pad works. Any kind of dye-based ink pad works. The ones I just happened to have on my table when I was creating with were these by Stamperia. If you have distress inks, great, grab those. If you have the pink fresh inks, fabulous, grab those. If you have Lisa Horton, Cloud 9, perfect, grab those. Use whatever you have. You don't always have to run out and buy the exact ink pad I'm using. You can use the turquoise that you have in your stash. Use the cream that you already have in your stash. Then if you feel like, oh, I gotta have the one Kourtney has, then by all means, go ahead and buy it. Deanna would love to sell you one. I would love to sell you one. But use what you have. You don't always have to go buy every ink pad that's out there. Now, you do have to have full set syndrome. I do have to have all the pink fresh colors, and I do have to have all the Tim Holtz colors. But you don't have to own every ink pad that every company's ever come out with, because that's just too many. So these are dye-based ink pads. Dye-based ink pads is what is going to allow you to do your techniques and do your inking. So I'm going to start with the creamy color, and I'm just going to use my blending tool. These are just the blending brushes. You can use your blending brush, blending foam, whatever you have. And I'm going to leave white space. So we're not going to ink the whole thing. We're going to leave some white space. So I'm going to put a little bit of ink, and it's very light. We're not going dark. A little bit of ink up here in the corner. I'm going to bring it down across the card. So my ink is going to kind of focus from going corner to corner. And this is the cream color. I'm just rubbing some cream on. I'm leaving white. I'm leaving white here. I do, when I like to ink, make it touch a side somewhere. So here we're touching the side. Here we're going to touch the side. If it just sits in the center, your colors look like they're floating and it doesn't ground itself. So we're going to ground the color. Have it touching at least one side. So I'm going to touchy over here. I'm going to touchy over there. Then we're going to go in with your turquoise color. It can be blue. It can be turquoise. It can be whatever you have. And we're going to go in and add that in the center area. And again, not going really heavy. We're going in nice and light. This is a background. It's meant to be in the background. It's just adding a little bit of color. It is not the focal point. A background's a background because it's in the background. So we're just going to kind of do that. And we've got a little bit of ink on there. See? A little bit of cream, a little bit of turquoise. Use whatever you have. I'm going to kind of blend that blob out a little bit. Okay? Now, that's good. I'm happy with the ink. A little bit of color, it's all we needed. So these are dye-based inks, so they are going to activate with water. You can take some water and spritz and flick it on there. I'm going to take a paintbrush and flick my water on. So I'm just going to take a very fine paintbrush. These are the ones by Crafter's Companion. I really like these brushes. And I'm just going to go on and flick some water. What the water's going to do is it's going to activate with that ink. So then when we take a rag, a paper towel, a kitchen roll, whatever you got, we're going to roll it over it and it's going to pull that ink up and leave like a negative. So that's kind of a fun technique to kind of play with your dye-based inks. So then we're just going to roll that over the top. And when you roll it over the top, you're going to see that it picked the ink up. Do you see how it left some white little splotches? That is just activating that dye-based ink, and it is just pulling that color up. Super easy, okay? The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ink, and I'm always working on either a glass mat or my nonstick mat. I'm always working on something because I like to work just directly on my table, my surface, whatever I got. I took my turquoise dye-based ink pad and I kind of blobbed it on my table a little bit. Then I'm going to take my water and I'm going to go in here and just kind of make it blobby. And then I'm going to splat my turquoise on. Again, when I put my turquoise on, I'm going in that diagonal. I'm not hitting the whole thing. I'm just kind of going in that diagonal. So now we've got the negative water droplets, and now we have the colored droplets on the top. Isn't that fun? Easy and fun. Okay? Again, leaving white space. Leaving white space. And then I'm just going to clean my brush off in the water, and I'm going to put my lid on my water because if I don't, I have a tendency to, spill things. Then I'm just going to clean that ink up off my mat. And that's our background. That's all there is to it. Now, I'm going to go in, and some of this is dried. Some of it's still wet. I'm going to go in and pick up some of that wet so it makes it a little bit more subtle. It's going to pull that ink up, and now that turquoise, I have bright turquoise, I have subtle turquoise. I've got a little bit of everything, and that's going to be our background. Background's a background because it's in the background. I'm just going to set it to the side and let it dry. It's not really wet. It's not sopping wet. But I'm just going to set it to the dry while we're doing our embellishments. And then it will be, it'll be dry when we're ready to go with the next stuff. So grab all of your bits and pieces that I told you to grab for card number 1. Card number 1. So all of your die cuts. Yes, I love that effect because it is quick and easy to do. And it just really is stunning on the background. And we all own ink pads. We all have lots of that stuff to create with. So keep it simple. It doesn't always have to be elaborate. Okay, so I'm going to grab out, I made a mess here. Grab out my green pieces. We're going to grab all the green pieces. and I'm going to grab my tweezers. So all we're going to do is glue the green to the green, green to the green. So then we're just playing matchmaker, and I find, I'm going to bend the petals back a little bit. I found that it kind of did that. Let me move my ink pad. If you guys have not grabbed one of these glue presses yet, oh my gosh, you are missing out. I am absolutely in love with this thing. I will forget some nights that it is still holstered here, and I'll come back to it in the morning and it still hasn't hardened. And it just has that nice fine tip, and it is just so easy to holster it, holster my gun, and just kind of keep gluing all these little pieces. So all we're going to do, I'm just using a white glue. I'm just using the Tonic Nouveau glue. You can use Barely Art. You can use Art Glitter Glue, whatever you have. I find a white glue, Lawn Fawn. You got Lawn Fawn, use that. But I find the white glues work the best for this, not your Helmar 450. That's not really good for precision stuff like this. Not good for precision stuff. Okay, so we're just gluing our accent pieces together. I think that one goes there. And like I said, these were really easy pieces. They're nice and large. It's not a lot of tedious stuff. I think the only thing that was kind of tedious were the little yellow centers for the flowers, but they weren't that bad. They weren't that bad at all. Okay. Okay, there's that guy. And then now we're going to glue together our other leaves. And again, that one goes right there. And they just line up so easy. So easy. And if you guys already glued your pieces together, terrific. That's great. I did not glue mine together. Oh, I think that goes, does that go on this other flower? No. Yeah, did I put that on that one? I put it on that one. Now I'm trying to figure out what I did. Nope, that goes on the top. I was trying to glue it on the bottom. I had it in the wrong spot. Goes on the top. That's why it wasn't lining up. There we go. Now it lines up. Goes on the top, not the bottom. So if you guys already glued your pieces together, terrific. You're going to be head of the game. If not, I figured we can glue them together, because most of these are pretty easy to figure out, but some of them could have been, like I just struggled there, of where did that go? Okay, so there's our green guys. We're just going to set them to the side. Green leaves. Then we're going to do strawberries. This one, we're using 3 strawberries, which is one of each strawberries. And then just poke out, if you haven't yet, the little seeds. Okay, there was a lot of different ways to do these seeds. I did black for my background. I think Diane did white for her background. I've also seen this one done up with yellow for the background, so your seeds are yellow. I've also seen it done with a light green, so you have light green seeds. So I guess it's optional of whatever color seed you want. There is no right or wrong. I just guess it just depends on if it's riper or not. There's no right or wrong on strawberry seeds. Okay, and we got our last one to do. I think the hardest part for me was finding the greens that I liked the most, because you wanted a light green and a dark green to kind of do with the leaves. And yeah, that's what took me the longest, was to pick out greens. Okay, so there's our strawberries all done up. those guys over here. We'll put little leaves on them in a minute. And then we have our little white flowers. And are these guys not adorable? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shoot each one of them. Pew, 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 pew. Ken is laughing at my sound effects.
Got laser beams over there?
It is a laser beam.
That's new scrapbook and stuff.
It is. We're shooting them with laser beams. Are you jelly? Do you want to craft now?
I don't know.
You get to shoot laser beams. I made lots of extra little yellow guys because I figured I'd lose them. But it looks like I didn't. It looks like they're all here. But I won't say that until I get to card 2 because I might actually lost some by card 2. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that leaves us now to our green leaves that are going to go on the top. And I'm just going to flip them all over because some of these go to the right, some of them go to the left, and I don't think there's a rhyme or reason. I just kind of went in and laid them the way I liked. So I'm going to bring my berries back in. And the big ones, I put 3. And then the small ones, I just put 2. And when I put the leaves on, I just kind of kept stacking them on top of each other. And I did some light ones, I did some dark ones. I just kind of mixed them because it was fun. Okay, so there's our big guy. Just kind of randomly stacked 3 of them on there, and then we'll do our little guy. I hope you guys are enjoying the crafty hours and having fun, and hopefully you're getting to craft along with us and purchase a kit and having a great time learning some new techniques, building your card repertoire. Then down to the last guy. Oops, all these guys are facing the same way. Let me go steal one from the other pile. Deanna, when we were in Germany, Deanna and I met with some vendors, some new vendors. So we're going to be bringing you all kinds of new vendors and products you haven't seen before. And we were telling them about our crafty hours to see what kind of items and products they had that we could offer in our crafty hour. And they were excited. They were showing us all kinds of ideas, all kinds of new products. So just wait until you see what we guys have up our sleeves. Okay, so for this guy, this is kind of our main piece. I wanted him to have a little bit of lift to him. I didn't want him to be like really flat. So what I did is I have the 3L little squares. I have what I call the regular height, and then I have what I call the low height. These guys are a little bit lower. I wanted this to have a little bit of lift and movement to it. So these guys right here, I'm going to put just kind of up towards the top of the leaf where it's going to lift a little bit. Can you see how I put a pop dot here and I put a pop dot there, and it kind of just lifts that leaf a little bit so it's not so flat. The other guy will be glued flat. So I'm going to put liquid adhesive on everything. I'm going to go ahead and peel these guys off. I'm going to put liquid on everything except for that part of the leaf. This is where this fine tip comes in very handy, and I can control the squeeze flow of glue. Then we're going to flip and glue. Just like so. Now my berries, we're going to put a regular pop dot behind those, okay? Our regular berries. So the little guy, I'm going to put him kind of down in the corner, and I'm going to use the regular height on him. Just kind of put them right in there. And then the other two guys, same thing. And one pop dot will hold them. They don't need a lot of pop dots. Oops. This one. Okay, so we put little pop dots on those, and then just kind of add a little bit of lift. Okay, that leaves our 2 leaves that we have left, and I'm going to do same thing with them. I'm going to put towards the tip of it a low pop dot, so that's towards the tip. And I'm going to cut this off because it's going to be hidden anyways. And that edge is just going to get in the way, and we're just going to hide him under there and press. Same thing with this guy. I'm going to cut that off because we're not going to see it anyways. Towards the tip, I'll put a foam pop, put a popper. And then we're just going to kind of put him. That one kind of looks like an angel wing. I think you could use that as a wing on stuff if you wanted to. Come on, buddy. Go the direction I want you to. Okay. I don't think I want you quite hanging off the edge there. Okay, there we go. And then the last thing we're going to do is add the little white flowers. So I'll just put a little bit of glue on the back of them, and then just kind of sprinkle them throughout. And I thought these little flowers were just precious, just adorable. So I'm going to add some again up on the strawberries, add some little blooms. One here. And then I'm going to add I have this. It's just called Glaze and Glue. It's like a glossy accent. It's from Spellbinders. It's a water-based resin adhesive. I'm just going to add a little dollop. Whoop. Well, a little bit bigger than a dollop on that one. Of it to the center of each. It's coming out fast tonight. Of each of those yellows. Okay. A little bit of each of those yellows and it'll dry and you'll kind of see, let me show you the finished one, how it has just a little shiny lacquer finish to it and it really makes those guys pop out. Okay, so we're going to set those aside and let it dry and then we'll come back to it and put the finishing touch on it at the end. And the finishing touch is going to be the gold splatter. You can see how I splatted it. I love to add a little bit of gold splatter to it too. And then your words. And the words are from your kit. You got 2 sheets of these chipboard ones that have this really pretty, I call it a candy cane stripe. I don't know what to call it. Gold accented stripe to it. So that's what I added on there. Okay, so that's card number 1. Okay, card number 2. Kind of went with a Valentine theme here, but you can do whatever you want. Okay, so we have a lot of berries to assemble for this one. I kept making more and more berries and filling the basket. So we're going to have green leaves. And then we're going to have berries. And I guess for my homework, I did not punch out my berries. That's okay. We'll do it right now. Goes with that. Thank you, Karen. I really love this basket. I thought it was pretty. And of course, you know me. I love the gold textured cardstock. So I'm like, we gotta have a gold textured cardstock basket. Now, I'm gonna give you another idea that you can do too. I originally did it and then I didn't like it and I ripped it apart for this card. But you can do it too. So originally what I had done is I cut out a black one and a gold one and I lined it up and then I shifted it over and down a hair. So it gives your basket kind of a cool shadow. It kind of gives it a cool shadow effect. If you just cut out another color, it could be a tone-on-tone color, but you just shift it over and down. And it kind of makes a little shadow of it. I originally did this, but then I took it apart because I really wanted to see all the berries through the basket. And I felt like by doing this, it covered up too many of my holes. But that's an idea, an extra thing that you can do with it is to cut out another layer and kind of layer it, your baskets. But like I said, I ripped mine apart because I thought it covered up too much of my pretty berries that I worked hard on doing. So next time, maybe I would put less berries in the basket. And this die set is fabulous. This die set would go great with the, and I think Diane even showed it, but the Crafty Hour that we did with the ladybugs. There were a lot of strawberries and stuff in that paper collection. So if you have any of those from that Crafty Hour still available, you can definitely use this die set with those. Isn't it fun how some of the Crafty Hours start lining up with each other and kind of matching so you can use your remains or leftovers with the other ones? And then don't forget, Crafty Hour, the next one, will be available tomorrow at 11 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Pacific. And we have them in store now, ready to go. So quantities are limited. Oh, I love it. Kathy says she was invited to a berry sweet baby shower. You are all set. Absolutely. All set for that. Okay, so I'm going to take, we have large. Oh, I think I need another strawberry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I lost a berry. I'm going to have to die cut another berry. Or maybe I just don't have the one in the top. Okay, I'm going to take a small berry, and he is going to get 3 leaves. I'm short a berry. Yeah, I was counting leaves and somehow left a berry out. Okay, we got that little guy. So this is the smallest berry that we're missing. And then we're going to add a white flower to him. So we're building this guy right here on the outside. He's probably video gaming. He's trying to keep the girls quiet. I always say it's quiet hour at the Valley House. They don't like quiet hour. Okay, so there's our first little berry. He's going to be going on the outside. We'll put him to the side there. And then let's just go ahead and build the leaves, since those are kind of laying here also. Got a lot of green pieces everywhere. Playing matchmaker. Anybody crafting along, or are we just watching? So cute. So cute. Okay, I will do this one right this time. It goes at the top, not the bottom. That big petal. Crafting. Oh, yay. Sue's crafting along. I know I gave you quite a bit of homework. Usually I don't give you any homework, but then everybody's always asking about homework, and I thought, oh, I'll give them homework this time. You guys will never ask me for homework out again after all that die cutting, right? Of course, I guess it's never as bad as Janice's little snowmen. While they were adorable, that was a lot of homework. I know you girls know what I'm talking about. Those little snowmen. Okay, there's those. Those are leaves. And this guy right here, is going to go behind that strawberry, so I'm going to go ahead and glue him on. I'll go ahead and glue that guy. So we're just going to build that one right there. Oh, the train. Yes, the train. I did the train. Whew. PTSD from that train. Okay, so let me see what other strawberries we have. We have a small one in the front, and he is going to get 3 leaves. Uh-oh, lots of kits at the store. Good reason to stop in the shop and see all the new arrivals that have been coming in. Lots of new arrivals. And the flood, there we go. There's a small one there, a little small guy. He's done. So I'm just going to put my done ones over here. We're kind of building our berries. That way we can just put them down in the basket. Okay, this one is a medium. So now we're going to a medium one. And we're going to put a stem on him. I'll put a little stem. I saw when Diane did hers, she put the stems on top. I don't think there's a right or wrong. I put my stems on the bottom. I put them on the back side. And then this one's going to get 2 leaves. 2 leaves for him. I don't know what I would do without my tweezers. I love reverse tweezers. These are reverse, so when you squeeze it, it opens, and when you release it, it closes. So that makes me be able to move this guy around, and it holds on to him, and then when I'm ready to release it, just pinch it, and it releases. So easy to work with reverse tweezers. I love them. Okay, so that's our next strawberry. Put him in the completed pile. Okay, our next strawberry down here, let's see, that's that guy. He also is going to get a stem, little strawberry stem. And he is also going to get 2 leaves. Or her. I don't know, I think I always call all the crafting things hymns. Hymns. Put them down there. And then one right there. Okay, so there's our next little strawberry that is done. Put him in the done pile. Aren't they cute? My goodness. Okay, so then we got this guy. We got a big one. Where'd my other big one go? He must be buried all the way down in there. He's going to get a stem. I think I did all that work on that last big strawberry, and then he's hidden under a layer you don't even see, but that's okay. Deep down in my heart, I know he's pretty. This one's going to get 3 leaves. I just kind of mix and match. There's no right or wrong. And I love mixing the different greens and the different leaves. Just kind of overlapping them. Okay, so there's our next big strawberry. We're almost there. Almost there. Then we're going to take our last one, and we're going to use up everything that's left. Oh, we didn't do our background yet. We got to do our background. Got all excited about building strawberries, and we didn't ink our background. It looks like I have 2 leaves left, so that's what he's going to get. Okay, so there's all of our pieces. I guess we can go ahead and let's put the centers in our flowers while we're at it. Just kind of moving things out of the way because I know I'm going to ink here in a second and I don't want to get ink all over everything. Or I don't want to get my spritz. Oh my gosh, I'm short flowers too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Gently. Oh, we already used one over there. Never mind. We already put a flower down. I know, Kathy, right? The glue press is awesome. Just kind of holster it back in and you're good to go. All these guys need to be flipped over. Oh, catch you later, Amy. Love replays. We can always get that on the replay. Right? Just the two colors and shades of leaves, mixing them together just gives it a little bit more interest. A little bit more interest. Okay, now we're going to move those guys out of the way. I have some extra yellows just in case. And we're going to do our inking again. So we're going to grab that color out. And this time, we're going to focus our color in the center because our basket is kind of rounded. So our color is going to get focused in the center. I'm going to go with my cream. And I'm going to go up at the top. And down at the bottom. And then my turquoise is going to go right in the center. Okay, so there's my creamy color. Top and bottom. Leaving some white space. Leave some white space. You don't want to cover everything. Then we're going to go in with our turquoise. Or blue, or whatever shade you want to use. Ooh. Hey, I went a little heavy there. It's okay. It's a background. Kind of blend it up into that cream. Again, going to take my water. And we're going to splat. Just splatting some water onto our ink background just to kind of pull some of that ink up. It's just activating that dye-based ink underneath. Now, it has to be dye-based ink for this to work. If you try using archival ink, that's permanent. It won't work. Pigment ink, you're not going to get the same effect. It won't work. Okay? So there we pulled up our colors. I love doing colored splats too. So, oops, we're going to go back in. Oh my goodness. And add some turquoise. Splats. Add a little water. And this time, I'm just going to kind of go from the top right, going diagonal with my splats. Again, not covering the whole thing. Clean my brush off. Make sure to put the lid on so I don't spill my water. I have a tendency to spill the water if I don't put my lid on. And I'm going to pick up some of that turquoise so it's not all in your face. And since it's still wet, since we did this, I'm just going to hit it with the heat tool for a second. And make sure we're dry. Oops. made my flowers take off. Just a little bit of dry. Okay, so now I'm going to build my basket. Time to build the basket. Where is my tweezers? Put my basket down. And I'm going to kind of build it. So I'm going to grab my little strawberry. I'm going to stick him down in that corner. And I think the next one I took was my big berry, which, like I said, over half of it was covered anyways. My big berry there. And I have my little berry, little baby berry. Stick him in there. Trying to make sure everybody stays in the basket. The game. Everybody's got to stay in. I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to stack him back in behind like so. And then this guy, I'm going to stack him in just like that. And then I got my individual leaves. Again, we're just going to stack them. That one's going to sit a little bit lower. I think I'll leave him like that. So I got my berries the way I like them. I'm going to do my trick of using my press and seal, my sticky, because I can never seem to place things twice the way I like them. So I'm going to take my press and seal and I'm going to press it on top to kind of grab everybody so my cluster stays together. Okay, and I'm going to flip it, and now I'm going to put my pop dots on the back of my stuff. And I can't remember if I did high or lows. I'm just kind of cheating to see what I did on my foam. Okay, it looks like I did high on the top of my leaves. So they had a little bit more lift to them. And then what I kind of did is I squirted glue in here to kind of glue them together to each other so they wouldn't like shift and move. So I just kind of lift, squirt, and glue. So I just kind of glued my berries together. And then I'm going to put low pops on everything else. Yeah, I love using press and seal for crafting. That's kind of a Jennifer McGuire thing. That way, it seems like I can never, and I always try to do like, I'll place it and then I'll try to take a picture of it and then try to lay it back down where I originally had it. And well, it just never lays back down where I originally had it. So this is kind of the trick to place everybody down and then everybody will stay put. And I do need to add some glue to my berries to glue to my basket because my basket right now is floating. I'm just going to go in there and put a couple dabs of glue to kind of glue my my berries to my basket. And everybody to kind of stick. And that's where that precision tip comes really good. Press and seal is with like the saran wrap and the kitchen stuff. Okay, then we're going to flip. We're going to put them right where we want them. And then we're going to press them. And then lightly peel back. And everybody should stay put. Ta-da! Yeah, it's kind of in the grocery store with your saran wrap and your other items like that. I think our basket's going to stay. Then we got that berry here. We're going to put a big pop dot on it. And I know I'm a big one of don't show them stuff that they can't sell them or can't get, but this is the one item. I guess I could, no, go to the grocery store and buy a bunch. But yes, Jennifer McGuire's husband was the inventor of press and seal. And I'm sure when he invented it, he didn't have the intentions of using it as a craft supply. But we do. Who would have thunk? Who would have thunk? Okay, we're going to put a big foam there and a big foam over here. Guess my basket is over farther than my original one. Okay, there's our little guys. And then we're going to add some flowers to that. And if you haven't got a glue press yet, these things are fabulous. We just got them back in stock, and I think Deanna has a shipment on the way if hers hasn't arrived yet. I know she's got more coming too. But it is fabulous. You can just use that precision and just pew, pew, pew. Shoot your glue where you need it. And if you use the sound effects, it works better too. Pew, pew. Oh no, I am short a berry. Or I am short a flower. I'll die cut one later. Okay, so there's our little flowers there. And then again, you guys have your lettering that you can put on. And how are we doing on time? Oh, we're good. 6 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and add my yellow. I'm using the Glaze and Seal. This is from Spellbinders. It's kind of like your glossy accents if you have glossy accents. I like this better though because I've never had it clog on me. Glossy accents, we have a love-hate relationship. That stuff clogs. I can never get it to work, so I love the Spellbinder stuff. Okay, so there's my berries. Right? It is a game changer, I'm telling you. Not to give it a little plug, but what I love is you can just holster it, and then it has this little silicone thing here that it just holsters down into that silicone, and it keeps air from getting to the tip. And then it doesn't clog. Okay. Hope, I think it's the same exact tip that you purchase with the tonic thing. I think it's the same exact tip. Okay, now we got to add gold. So let me grab my cards. I'm going to grab my splat box because you know I'll have it everywhere. And we're going to lay our cards in. And we're just going to add our gold splatter. This time, I'm just going to add the Nouveau because I find it's a little bit more controlled. Gold splat. And again, I'm going to go from the top left down to the bottom right. And I'm just adding a little bit of gold splat. There's just something about some gold splat that just finishes everything. You just gotta have a little bit of gold splat. So there's the splat on that one. And then where's my card? Oh, here's the other one. I'm gonna go from here down to there. Again, I'm not covering the whole thing. You don't wanna make it look like something exploded on your card. You just wanna give it a little hint of gold that kind of works its way or works the splat down your card. So leave white space, kind of do it in an organized pattern. That way it's not all over the place. You want it to look like it was intentional, not a oops. Not a oops. Okay, and then, so those are our cards. And then, so what you have left, let me bring in my originals, is to put whatever sentiment you want. I put Be Mine on that one. I put hello on that. I thought strawberries are great for, you know, chocolate covered strawberries for Valentine's Day. These are from your sticker sheets. These are the chipboard. Another thing that I love, if you girls have your crafty layers, when I put my lettering on, I put my crafty layer right there. And then I was able to do my lettering so it was straight all the way across. Same thing when I did my other one. I put I kind of did my L shape. I built my letters. So that way when I use my crafty layers, it is perfectly lined up and it helped me with my spacing too on the lettering. So that's what we have tonight for Crafty Hour number, somebody help me, 34 maybe, on that. So thank you everybody for tuning in. I hope you had a great time crafting along. If not, I hope you guys will do it on the replay. If you missed out on Diane's today at noon, go back and watch her. She had some beautiful cards too. You can go to Clipper Street's page and get that on replay. 33, thank you. Crafty Hour 33. If you've not grabbed Crafty Hour 34 yet, which is a great kind of sympathy looking remembrance line, vintage. Both stores have a few kits of those still available. And then the new Crafty Hour will go live tomorrow. And most of you have seen the sneaky peeky on the video. And it shows some eggs on it. Shows some eggs. So hop on over and join us tomorrow for the Facebook Live reveal at 11 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Pacific. And Deanna will do the live reveal and it will go live on our websites at that time. So have a fabulous night and we will see y'all tomorrow. Bye-bye.